On the island of Sodor there is narrow gauge engines. They all work very hard. Past the narrow gauge transfer yard there is another little line. It is called the Culdee line. A little purple engine called Culdee and a mountain coach called Catherine work there. They go backwards and forwards up the mountain all day. One day the fat controller came to see Culdee. "Culdee," he boomed, "I'd like you to bring some apples from the Napford orchard," he said. "The children at the school," he said, "are going to make a special apple pie to put in the Sodor pie contest." "It is very important," said the fat controller. "Yes, sir," said Culdee. Culdee went to work straight away. Culdee made his way to the narrow gauge transfer yard. Down the mountain. Culdee puffed into the narrow gauge transfer yard to collect his apple trunks. Duncan was already at the narrow gauge yard. "Hello, Duncan," said Culdee. "Hello," said Duncan. "Oh," he said, "that's all I do is push trucks around the yard." "I know," said Culdee, "but it's a very important job." "Yes, well," he said, "it'd be a nice change to pull some coaches for a while." Just then Renaeus arrived. "Don't be grumbling, Duncan," he said. "Just take those trucks," he said, just to Skarloey station. Culdee laughed and puffed away. Culdee reached the highest part of the mountain. This was where the freshest apples grew. When the forklift driver tried to start the forklift, there was no fuel in it. So they checked in the fuel tank on the truck. It was empty. "Oh dear," said Culdee, "we'll have to go back to the narrow gauge transfer yards," he said. "We'll have to," said his driver. When they got back, Peter Sam had a fuel truck. They filled the fuel tank up and Culdee chuffed as quickly as he could away. When they got back to the mountain, they quickly filled the forklift up and they collected the apples. Sir had a lovely big truck full of apples. Culdee quickly chuffed back to the narrow gauge transfer yard. The controller quickly took the apples. Next day the fat controller came back to see Culdee. "Culdee," he said, "the children run first prize for their pie." "Oh, thank you, sir," said Culdee. He was very happy. He had helped to win first prize for the children's pie. Culdee was the happiest engine on Sodor.